Hi there, it's Connie-Rae. Welcome to ConnieRae'sCraftRoom.com. Today's craft to share is this 3x3 gorgeous retro card. Note card, I should say. It's more of a note card. It's just a 3x3 card. So when you put your Christmas presents together, you can just write this little card and stick it on the present itself. It's not a big card, it's a 3x3. It's a small one. And I'm using the lovely retro version of our Christmas in the Making set. And I love this gorgeous lady with her retro dress and her gorgeous bauble and her red lipstick. And I've used the new Stampin' Blends for her dress. And I'm not all that good with colouring in, so bear with me. It's going to be interesting, I have to say. Now, I haven't recorded for a while either, so I do apologise. I've been a bit 2 steps forward, 1 step back, as they say, which is progress. And do excuse this gorgeous blue thing here. I have burnt myself baking. So, moving right along, I'm going to show you how I've actually made this. Now, this is going to be in a little pizza box as well, and that's going to be a completely separate tutorial, which will come after this. After I've shown you how to make the cards, these will then go into our little pizza boxes, and you can either keep them or give them as a gift or whatever you want to do with it. But I'll show you how I've actually done the box as well. The pizza box is normally white and it's normally food safe, but I've actually painted it with some gorgeous watercolor paints. I think they were pearl colors, and they were the Kiritaki watercolors, and they've got a pearl sheen to them, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So, but that'll be in a tutorial after this one, because that's a separate tutorial, and you can include this box if you want to put all these together for somebody. Or, sorry about the fuzziness of the camera, guys, or you can not do the box and use it for something else, but it isn't going to be food safe after you've coloured it. I wouldn't trust that factor, but it is normally food safe if you don't do anything to it, but we'll come back to that. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention was on page 44 of the holiday catalogue, we've also got these gorgeous little envelopes, which are 3x3, and I will show you exactly how cute they are. These little note cards fit perfectly. Sorry, I have them in camera. I haven't been out of practice for a while, guys. They fit perfectly, she says, perfectly into the little envelopes. So these 3x3 cards are perfect. They fit perfectly in there. So, and then you can just stick them on a present. So that's my hand. So it's not such a big card. So, and they come in a pack of, I think there's quite a few. It's on page 44, and they are 3x3, and there's 40 in a packet of 3x3s. So they're useful as well for Christmas coming up. Now, to do this card, the only thing that this is, the only drawback, I suppose, if you want to call it a drawback, I don't. I have used something that's not Stampin' Up, and I'll just grab that. And something that, and there are other products that I really, really love that are on the market, and sometimes combining them just is essential because they just work together really well. Now, another one of my favorite companies is My Favorite Things, and these are Dynamics, and they're made in the USA. And this I actually purchased either on eBay or at crafts or something like that. And this is Merry Christmas, and it's actually they refer to it as Merry Christmas circle frame. And so what it does, obviously, is it cuts out that circle with Merry Christmas around it and creates a frame that will go around a 2-inch circle. So you can use shaker cards because they come with little pouches. You can actually purchase pouches as well to do shaker cards and put the little frame around it, which I have got, and I will be doing a tutorial on that. I've also got one that says Happy Birthday. I just think they're kind of cute, and you can add them to so many different options of your crafting. So that's My Favorite Things, and I've purchased a couple of things off them, and I really do like some of their products. So and I get nothing for saying that, so I'm just telling you that I really liked it, and that's what I've used here today. So if you can get your hands on one, we have got some My Favorite Things here in Australia. Crafts Online, ATC Crafts, eBay, just have a look and see if you can find it. I would say the Merry Christmas one might be getting difficult to get. The Happy Birthday one I've actually got, and I think it's easy. I don't think you'll have problems getting it this time of year. But the Merry Christmas one may actually not be available, but you can try. So that's what I've used to frame my 2 centimeter circle. So, and it just goes gorgeous. And I've used the champagne foil sheets to cut that out with. So that's Stampin' Up. The only thing it's not Stampin' Up is the frame that does this. But the rest of the stuff is Stampin' Up, obviously. I mean, I am a demonstrator, but there are just other products that are just as gorgeous and just as much fun. So you can't always have everything you want, can you? So using this framelit to cut that out, easy peasy. But first, I've already done 5, so this will be the 6th. I'll show you how I've done it. So you cut out your little framelit, and just be careful when you lift it off. It is a bit tricky. So if you lift it off, you may actually bend it. Just slowly get it off and run this pointer. Sorry, I lost for words today. When you get it off the frame, you'll find that you can actually lift it off and just run it around, and it will pull up. So just be careful. Do a practice run with some paper that's just not worth worrying about losing. But when you get this foil paper, yeah, you don't want to waste too much of it. So moving along, what you will need is the stamp set that, along with that die to cut out the Christmas thing. You'll need the Christmas, oops, sorry about the light, guys, Christmas in the making. And we're using this gorgeous lady down here. Hang on, let me go. There you go, the gorgeous lady down there. And there's other ones that I'd love to use too. And I have also used our stamping blends of Old Olive, Light and Dark. I've also used for her hair a Copic marker, which is W3, and I've also used the colourless blender of Copic as well. Another little tip to have on hand is one of these gel pens, which is just a Uniball white gel pen. So if you do make a mistake, you can sometimes just amend the little mistake and no one's going to see it. Just depends how big it is. If you're not used to colouring, and like I'm still finding my way with colouring, there's a lot of colouring options out there today as well. There's Gamsol, there's your alcohol markers, there's your watercolor markers, there's just so many options. And of course, coloring is a little bit of an art, so it takes a while to get used to it. So don't be surprised if you don't quite get it at first. It does take time, so be patient and just keep at it. You'll get it. The other thing you will need is also some glossy accents for which is this one here. Glossy accents, and I put that on the little bobble, and I use the Daffodil Delight for the little bobble. So I've already stamped with my memento for my colouring in, and what I'm going to do is I found it easier to punch out the 2 centimeter image and then colour it in from there the way that I want it to be on my card. So I was just practicing before, thinking, am I going to get this right on camera or am I going to make a mistake? Probably a bit of both, but that's okay. So what I want to see on my image is I like the bow and I like the bobble. I'm just going to cut that down a bit. So when I pop it into my punch, I know the image that I want to see on my card. So I want as much of the bow as possible and the bobble that I can get in without it going too skew-with. And of course you can do this any way you like. It doesn't really matter, but that's how I preferred it. And then I punched her out, just like that. And then I coloured in the small one because I figured there's no point in colouring in the one that's really large. And to be honest, I just went really slowly around my edges for, and I used the light olive green. Sorry, olive green. It's not olive green. It's light Old Olive. Did I use the light? Yes, I did. I used the light on the dress, and I just did downward strokes. So if you just do downward strokes, I find that it helps. Sorry, my camera won't come up any closer because it's not a video camera. But I do strongly suggest that you practice this before you put it all together. Because once you've practiced it a bit, it's okay. And you just need to get into the habit of getting used to your blenders, your markers. No, Stampin' Blends, that's right. It just takes a little bit of practice, but you will get it. And I try not to use too many colours. I mean, there's some people out there that are very brave and they do some amazing colour work. And I think, wow, that is so good. But I'm not that brave. I'm just sticking to the 2 colours for now because I just don't want to get really all that. I'd love to have the ability, but I know that I'm going to wreck it on camera. So I need a bit more practice, I'm afraid, before I become a yahoo at it. Now on the little bow, on the little loop, I've just used the light Old Olive. And then on the bow itself, I've used the dark olive, Old Olive, just to make the bow a little bit different. I know you could have gone cherry cobbler. I know there's other colours that we could have used. And I did try yellow, daffodil. And blue was a bit much because I was just trying to keep it Christmassy and I was trying to keep it simple because I thought that not everybody's going to have the experience of using alcohol markers. So I didn't want to confuse people and didn't want to use colours that just didn't look right. So I thought I'll stick with some very simple basic colour. So there you go. And you can see the dimension when it comes in. That's enough. People aren't going to be looking at, you know, the whole colouring in process, are they? They're going to be going, oh, look at this. This is gorgeous. So there you go. That's the colouring in of the Old Olive of her. Let me see if I can bring her up a bit closer without losing too much focus. Sorry, I have a really bad camera, guys. But anyway, you can see the difference in the colours. The light Old Olive and the dark Old Olive, they go fine together. So that's those. And then what happens with the little bobble, I use the light Daffodil Delight on the middle of it and the dark Daffodil Delight on the other ends of it. And for her, I put a little bit of lipstick on. I was very cheeky. I thought she needs a little bit of red lipstick. So I used the Cherry Cobbler just to go on her lips. Give her a little bit of a lippy. She looks gorgeous with lippy. And then the hair, all I did with the hair was I went around the side on this side and made it kind of dark, which is fine. And then here I've just done strokes around the back and brought it up sort of like so it's a bit streaky kind of looking. And then I've just used my colourless blender to just bring in that colour and bring it down and blend it in a bit. And this is the Copic colouring in colourless blender. However, it's the same with the Stampin' Up blends. They've got a colour one as well, a colourless one as well, and it works exactly the same. It'll just help you blend your colours in a little bit more. And that's it basically. So that's pretty simple. After you've done it 6 times, you sort of, you know, you don't want to go mixing up colours. But if you're an expert colorist, well then go for it. I think this little set has a lot of potential. So I tried to keep it simple. I didn't really want to make it too difficult to do. So, and then obviously on your little bobble, you just pop on the glossy accents on her little bobble there, and that's her. She's done. So basically I've already got this one here and I've got the little glossy accents, as you can see how it's got the little glossy accents already there. Whoop, there we go. It's probably hard to see, but you can see it looks like a, there you go, once you've got it on. She looks gorgeous. I like her. Okay, so then it's just a matter of putting the cards together. So you've got your 3x3, which is 6 inches across, 3 inches in width, and scored at 3 inches. So that makes, and I've made 6 of those. So then I've gotten my little cutout here, and I've then gone in and got some of the small dimensionals, and I've just placed them half and half onto the framelit here. So I've placed it like the small ones will fit sort of like just inconspicuously I should say, where you can't see them. So you've got half hanging off and half on. So you can see through there you've got a little bit hanging over, which is just enough to pop her on top and she'll grab. And I use 4 of these to put around so that you can just place them strategically where they won't show, but they will hold the actual design together on the front of the card. And of course, you know, you can add bows and you can add glitter and you can add other sorts of bits and pieces, but I actually like them just the way that they are. I liked the retro looking girl with her green dress, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to leave it at that, because sometimes the more I muck around with things, the worse they become. So I've got my dimensional stuck on there now. Oop, almost. But if you can get this little framelit and the happy birthday one, oh, I think you can do so much with it, because you can put your shakers in there, and I have got other ones that I will be bringing in terms of tutorials, so keep an eye out for those. I'm going to be doing the shaker cards very soon with those ones. And maybe Stampin' Up will come out with them, I'm not sure. So there you go, that's on my card. And now these little dimensionals here, you can still see them. So I'm just going to get my lady, and I'm just going to, I'll just grab my, sorry for my hand over there, just going to grab my little tweezer things here and just line her up so that she's looking straight at me, well, on the angle you prefer, and she's evenly placed down, and just let go. And then the dimensional will actually, because it's half on the frame and it's half on out, so that sticks on top, and that's perfect, and that's exactly what you want. So there you go. Now you've got your little envelope that you can pop that into, which is just adorable. So I'm going to be using these for Christmas presents this year. I've done my Christmas cards already, or a Christmas present. These are great for Christmas presents, you know what I mean? If you want to send a tiny little Christmas card in the mail, you could, but you wouldn't normally send this size in the mail, but you can. There's no rules or regulations. So as I said, I will do a tutorial very shortly for the box that I created for these to go into, and it's doing watercolouring. So but basically you're going to get your little box, and don't you love the glow on this? Isn't it shiny? It's beautiful. So you've got your little box, so you're going to put in your 6 cards, your 6 envelopes and your 6 cards in there, just like that, and I'll show you how to do that. And then you're just going to either give them to somebody, keep them, store them, do whatever you want. And they don't always have to be Merry Christmas either. It can be anything you want as a framelit round there. Doesn't really matter. But there's just one great way of using some of the resources available in the holiday catalogue that we have. Some of the fantastic resources we have, like these pizza boxes. They are adorable. So cute. All right, so that's it for today with this particular, well, for now anyway, for this particular design for my retro Christmas ladies. I do love them. I think that they're gorgeous. And I'm sorry I'm a bit rusty. I haven't filmed for a while, so, but I'm pretty sure that you get the gist of how they all go together. And sorry about the fuzziness of the camera. Some people do tell me that it's a bit fuzzy, and I do apologize. I am getting hopefully, maybe Santa's going to be nice to me and bring me a camera. But anyway, that's them, and I think they're adorable. So I'm pretty sure that most people would love one of those on their gifts this Christmas. I know I would. I would be stunned if someone did that. So give them a go. See if you can get onto the website for my favorite things. I will put a link to all the products that I've used down in the bottom of the description bar on YouTube, so that you can go in and have a look at the products that I've used and you can purchase them. My favorite things, you can get them in America. I've purchased online from the States. The postage is fairly reasonable. It's a little bit more than you would pay in Australia for normal postage, but you get it's quite a good deal. The Australian dollar is not all that good, but sometimes it's just worth it, because there's things that you want and you just can't help it. You've got to get it. But this one I did get from Australia, from ATC Crafts. So, but I have got other things coming that's not. I got from My Favorite Things directly from the States. But have a look at that anyway. In the meantime, this is the stamp set in the holiday catalogue. You need your 2-inch punch, then you just punch her out, and you've got everything ready to go. So thanks for putting up with me today. I am a bit waffly, but I will get better as I go. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next tutorial showing you how to do the box, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So I will speak to you shortly. Thanks for joining me. Do like, share, and subscribe. Ciao for now.